Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dragoncast podcast where we go and talk about 4 episodes of Dragon Ball. So today I'm once again still joined by Halcyon.
Yes, I'm still here. We had a little hiatus. We're back. It's okay. We didn't cancel the show.
Nah, it's just basically our schedules are really difficult basically there are only like 2 days a week we can potentially do this, and if one of us can't do those 2 days a week, then we basically can't do it the entire week. So there's that.
Yeah, but we're back this week, and I just thought it was so ironic that we get done with the 21st Tenkaichi, but okay, we're moving into the Red Ribbon Army arc, and then we had to skip a week. I was just like, oh no, people are just gonna think I'm never gonna talk about the Red Ribbon Army arc.
No, listen, we're going to talk about the Red Ribbon Army, okay? We might actually, there might be some more delays actually next few weeks or so, but once we get soon, eventually we are going to keep going to the Red Ribbon Army. And Zion, I'm just going to say, before this I was looking at Consensual and the amount of episodes of the Red Ribbon Army, and we are going to be here a while.
Yeah, this is the first really long arc of Dragon Ball, and yeah, this is probably, I'm pretty sure this is the longest. Yeah, this is the longest arc in Dragon Ball. Because hell, even Funimation broke this up into 3 parts, like Red Ribbon, General Blue, and Commander Red. So it's a hefty one.
I might look at once we're talking about the episodes. I might look up how long it is. I don't think it's actually as long as the Frieza arc or the Cell arc or the Buu arc, but I think. Honestly, I think the fact that it is actually so long, especially in the anime compared to the manga, I think that's one of the things that sort of stopped people from really kind of wanting to go back to the Red Ribbon Army, kind of almost just sort of not really wanting to watch it and kind of feeling a bit more annoyed about it because it's almost too slow. And it's I can sort of understand that because on the one hand, I see people sort of being also but I mean, the Cell arc and the Buu arc are longer than this, and you don't necessarily you don't necessarily care too much about that. You guys can watch that with filler all the time. But I think it's with the Red Ribbon Army, the problem is that there is a lot of extraneous stuff and there's a lot of other stuff. But it's it's always filler episodes, and they're always filler episodes where lots of things are actually still really happening. So yeah. It's you can't really just zone out for an episode because it's just Goku and Frieza are still fighting. You always still have to be paying attention, otherwise you're going to completely miss what was happening the next episode. And I think that's why maybe people find it a little bit of a slog to get through, because you do always have to be focused.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because, in Dragon Ball, because one of the things I really appreciate about Dragon Ball is that the way it handled filler a lot of times would just be here's a filler episode. It's really kind of inconsequential to the overarching story, or sometimes, they would kind of tie in some filler that happened in between it and act as if it was part of the overarching story. Where Dragon Ball Z, later on, it would just kind of filler became, let's just power up for half an episode. Let's see what people are doing at Kame House. Let's see, let's have a character go on a big speech for 5 minutes, or hide from Vegeta and Namek for a third of an episode, and that was what kind of became filler. And yeah, you had to pay attention because there'd still be that 5 minutes of footage that was from the chapter of manga every time, unless it was Bulma fighting the giant crab.
Yeah, but it's because I mean, I'm just saying this because I think, at least in terms of not necessarily episode 29, but episode 30, 31, and 32, which we're going to be talking about, it's basically all filler. But the filler, you can't ignore it because things keep happening. So much stuff keeps happening. So it's even though I know this is filler because I know when the Red Ribbon Army actually starts in the manga, I can't just zone out. I do have to make sure see what's going on, because everything keeps happening, and I know that eventually it's going to work out to go back to normal, but I'm kind of really curious as to how, because the situation is so different.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, when I first watched this, I had no clue that this was not stuff from the original manga. The first time I ever went through the manga a few years back when the Viz Big Editions were coming out, I was really surprised when I got to that part. I'm like, where's Pilaf again? Where's Commander? Where's like the Commander Red and his cat? Where's Silver? What's all like? Where was this whole friggin' plot line? Where the hell was Chichi and Gyumao? And it's just, none of this shit is in here. But we'll get to that. So the first of these episodes really has nothing to do with the Red Ribbon Army at all. Really, this is like a standalone filler episode that just kind of bridges the gap between these 2 points. And
it's not even really. It's not. Well, I mean, it is a filler episode, kind of. Like the stuff at the beginning. The scenario is slightly different, but it is stuff that was in the manga. Basically,
yes.
This episode was essentially just like a final farewell to the 21st Budokai and all of the characters and the entire situation, because like practically everyone. Like half of the characters, except for like maybe Lanfan, like practically half of the characters in the 21st Budokai show up here in some way to have some kind of, almost kind of a conclusion to their stories. Even if it's mostly just Namu, but like a lot, like they haven't, some other characters are also there as well. And it's kind of been interesting.
Yeah, the beginning of this, like you said, starts off with, like stuff from the manga, but it is framed differently. It's now the next day after the tournament, instead of being that night. It's, what else was there? Oh, like, they were in a car originally, and, like, Yamcha was going to, like, offer to, like, fly them home, because the Muten Roshi pay for his meal. That doesn't happen because they have to do the weird little filler gag thing where they get, like, stranded, and we'll get to that in a bit, too. But yeah, so the beginning of this episode, the Muten Roshi is just like, all right, guys, you got this far. I want you to go blaze your own path, be your own guys, go out and see the world and train.
Even though I'm really just saying that because I want to spend some alone time with Lunch, potentially sexually assaulting her or something.
Yeah. And then Goku's just like, I want to go look for Grandpa's Dragon Ball. And I forgot when this started happening, because I forgot to make note of it when it started happening in the Pilaf arc, but I know it started happening in the Pilaf arc. But Goku stops referring to the 4-star ball as Grandpa, or his grandpa, and just starts calling it Grandpa's Dragon Ball. Like at some point he does realize the difference between that is not like the soul of his grandfather, and it is just like some bauble that his grandfather had that he treasures.
Although I think in one of the episodes he does sort of say, like,
he
I'll
does
give my
one of these
back.
one of the fucking filler episodes, and I made a note of it because it happens twice in that filler episode, and then it isn't fucking brought up again in any of the other ones, and I don't think it's actually gonna get brought up again. They just did it for like a weird kind of dialogue scene between him and Pilaf, but so yeah.
I guess they kind of, maybe they didn't, if it was Toriyama's intention at this point, like he had learned, maybe Toei didn't realize.
Yeah, whoever wrote that episode specifically just clearly didn't catch the memo. But so the first thing he's like, I'm gonna go look for my grandpa's Dragon Ball. It's been a year already? What? Because it's only been 8 months, and he's gonna go looking for the Dragon Ball. This is the first. This is the first like continuity error I ever noticed while watching this show. Because the very first time of me watching this, I was just like, "Wait, isn't the Dragon Ball? Wait, they said 8 months at the beginning of this. How is he getting the Dragon Ball?"
I mean, I think, was it in episode 30, Pilaf mentions, or Shu mentions that it's been a year and 15 days, according to that. So, according to the anime, it has been over a year, somehow, because we've only seen 8 months passing, kind of.
So,
there's you can think of explanations for it, but it's basically just like, until this point, they didn't say that the year had passed, so.
Yeah, like, the whole continuity gets a little fucky at this point, because, later on, Pilaf is going to say it's been a year and 15 days, and prior to this, Goku has said it was stated it was only an 8 months of training. And this is what I meant to bring up earlier whenever Goku talks about his age. He's just like, I'm 12, because 12 comes after 11, not, 14? So, and I'm like, well, if a whole year has passed, then you're 13 now, aren't you? Because if the Dragon Balls are back? So, then again, I think it was Lance who brought this up. It was just like, maybe he just flew around on the Quinto-un for like 4 or 5 months or whatever until the Dragon Balls came back. Because there's really no explanation for it.
That's probably the best explanation for it, yeah, but, I mean, obviously it's still kind of... Yeah, that's the only thing that would make sense. There would have been 8 months, and he'd be like, well, eventually, I've got the Dragon Radar, so when it shows up, it'll show up, and in the meantime, I'm going to go off my own, but then it wouldn't really, it wouldn't really explain why he's just going to go and, like, ditch Krillin, like, ditch his friend for, like, 4 months, even though he doesn't necessarily need to go find the Dragon Ball straight away, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, well, I mean, maybe, like, the only other explanation is just, like... No, in the manga, at least not in the anime, is that, like, it wasn't specifically 1 year, it was just close to 1 year, and Goku just happened to check, and it had, like, recharged extra early. Maybe it's because the wish of panties isn't a particularly strenuous wish, so the dragon came back quickly.
Welcome to the headcanon cast, guys.
The headcanon cast, oh my god. Can we, like, do that for a bonus episode once, just the headcanon cast?
Yes. I will be okay with that. Okay, so something that's worth noting, you mentioned how Kuririn couldn't go with them, or go with Goku, and it's like, Goku goes like, well, you can't come with, you can't ride the Quinto-un. I'm like, can he not still? I mean, he's changed a lot in these 8 months. Like, you think he would have given it a shot? He's been a pretty good kid, and he doesn't really do anything morally questionable or perverted or anything past this point. Like, he's a good old boy now.
I mean, he somehow had panties to throw to the Muten Roshi, so maybe not completely, but, like, because, like, even then...
Maybe he's a cross-dresser, okay? Maybe you need to not judge his fashion choices.
Because, I mean, I was just thinking, like, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking, like, maybe it's just, like, Quinto-un actually has really ridiculously high expectations as to what constitutes as a pure heart, because, like... I mean, like, the only characters we really end up, at least in Dragon Ball, that we can see who can actually ride it are, like, Goku and, like, Chichi. I mean, I guess, like, Upa later on, but, like,
and
Goku
Lunch.
And Chichi and Lunch, who are, like, all just, like, kind of
brain
idiots.
dead? Yeah.
Okay,
so if you have a certain, if your IQ's above a certain level, you're not allowed to ride the Quinto-un.
I would say that, although that doesn't explain Gohan riding in the Buu Saga, but maybe he's still dumb. I don't know. Maybe his lack of social norms made him dumb enough to be able to ride the Quinto-un.
Just like, you have to have that inner child still be a part of you, that innocence. So right after that, when Goku leaves, we just go full tilt into filler. The rest of this episode is 100% filler. And we get filler Bulma and filler Muten Roshi. Which, filler Bulma is just a snippy bitch, and the Muten Roshi is just being perverted, like, unusually perverted for him. Like kind of pushing the boundaries of what the Muten Roshi normally does for perverted antics. Usually there's some sort of lead-in, build-up, or whatever. There's some sort of... No, like here, he just, like, goes to a panty shop, asks a 19-year-old store clerk to try on some panties because she's, like, quote, the same age as his daughter, because age and waist size are the same thing. And...
Oh, God.
And it's just so... It's so weird. And then he gets face palmed, or he gets palmed in the face, and he's just like, I'm like, what was the point of that scene? Like, it was so weird. It wasn't, like, there wasn't a joke. It was just, put on some panties for me, sugar.
I mean, we have seen filler Muten Roshi, and we're going to see filler Muten Roshi for a long time, for a very, very long time. It is going to be practically an internal part of the series somehow.
Right.
But,
I feel like this is just one of the weirder, more shoehorned in elements. Like as far as, like, filler Muten Roshi, like, this is probably just one of the worst ones. Because, I mean, like, he's gonna be he's just a pervert by default, but, like, this is just, like, really just shoehorned in. Like, we need to cut to the Muten Roshi doing something to fill out the length of this episode. Have him try to sexually assault a store clerk in an underwear store. Sounds like a good idea.
I think the thing is, like, it's just so oddly specific. That's which is kind of the problem. It's just like, you know, like it makes you think that like he's been thinking about his plan for ages, and you're like, how is he thinking about his plan? And you know what? What it's like the other problem about him, like perversion, like, you know, like what satisfaction do you get out of this? Just like seeing this random person you've just met trying on panties. I guess you think that's. I don't know. I don't like talking about this stuff. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm a prude. I don't know.
So yeah, and then, like I said, filler Bulma, who is just has an attitude and she's basically just fucking Namek arc Bulma, just fucking scowling and being bitchy like the entire car ride. Because what was that? I think she like forgot like the plane capsule or something.
Although oddly enough, that's actually in the manga, but it's it's just in fact it's weird because like in fact that's how they end the chapter off the chapter there, like the 21st Budokai ends with them all arguing because like they have ran out of they didn't have the capsule and they don't know what to do when they're running out of gas and oh no, and that's how they ended, which is really odd because it's like that was like the first thing in the manga that I thought was like this is like the Bulma gang's filler adventures, but this is actually canon this time. But it's weird. I don't know. It's like I feel like this is the point where we start getting to the point where it's like at this point it's going to keep showing up now, and it's almost just like it's outworn its novelty of like us actually talking about this like this is the first time, because that's not.
Yeah, and the thing is though with them doing it this time, like, this is going to be this is just a complete retread of what happened the first time. And it's not even like it's going to be like a running gag, because after this, it's not going to happen again. They're not going to do this whole, oh no, we're stranded thing. And honestly, I don't even think, like, this is particularly more interesting than how they did it the first time. Because the first time, you know, we had different sceneries and locales as they were trying to, like, you know, make their way back home, and it was interspersed with scenes of Kuririn building him up as a character, like, you know, like, oh, who the hell is this mysterious bald midget? So yeah, it's, yeah.
It is filler. It is Dragon Ball filler.
So yeah, we get past that, and then we get to like some of the filler I genuinely enjoy in this episode, because honestly, like out of all of these episodes, this is one of my least favorites, and like. Just sitting there and actually having to focus on this episode as an episode, like, because I remembered it being better, but I apparently haven't watched this episode in a while, because the part that I remember the most was following up on Namu and his village and what had happened with him, and, like, you know, going back to Girin, and, like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, that was a pretty good episode. It had, like, a little bit of stuff from the manga, and then goes into this, and oh my god, I was so wrong. Because like, the stuff with Namu is pretty good. Like, he gets back, he brings the water, we're following up on his story, which is cool because he was the most interesting new character introduced in that tournament. You know, other than Jackie Chun.
Exactly, because it's nice that they're like, hey, this character's kind of interesting, let's see more of them.
Yeah, and it's really cool that they decided to follow up, because I mean, if you're gonna follow up on anybody, yeah, Namu. Like, he had an interesting story. He had things going on.
You know, he had motivation.
Then they find out that, like, they've apparently been having rain, but the water's still, like, while he was gone. So the drought technically ended, but the river isn't flowing. So he goes to investigate it. And then, okay, this episode does so many weird retreads of old ideas.
Oh, you mean the pterodactyl?
The pterodactyl. The pterodactyl shows up. It's the talking evil pterodactyl. It's not the same one. It's a different one, I guess. But like, he finds Namu, picks him up, is gonna eat him. Then Goku comes across him, and this does lead to one of my it does lead to one of my favorite lines in this episode, which is Goku going, "Are you a bad person?" And he goes, "Look at me, isn't it obvious?" So that was nice. But yeah, it basically just ends the same way, where he just takes the Nioibo and cracks him over the fucking head, breaks his little fin thing. And
it's like, I swear, it's like they it almost just felt like they redrew the exact same scene from episode 1. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like, I mean, okay, fair enough if you like that. Maybe, like, isn't it a bit too early to be using throwbacks for the sake of nostalgic throwbacks? We're not even 30 episodes in.
Right, so yeah, that was just really weird that they're doing this, that the filler episode is doing this weird throwback. And then, as we already mentioned, the filler stuff with Bulma and Yamcha and them, that's a retread of the filler from after the end of the Pilaf arc. So we're getting retread, so we get like a retread, and then retread of filler that's retreading filler, and then we get like Oolong and Puar keep having this dialogue that is...
It
was so... Because it kept fucking repeating, like, the, hell yeah, Oolong, when you stole those teachers' panties, and, oh, you guys know I can't transform for only 5 minutes. It's like, well, why can't you? It's just like, it's because he didn't finish Transformation Kindergarten. I'm like, we know this!
First of all, your Puar voice was just amazing there, but...
yeah, just... I'm like, we know this! We know this. We don't need to have all of this resaid to us. Like this is like the most fluffy, weird fucking filler episode. And I never picked up. And I think one of the reasons I never picked up on this is because I had seen the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai and the beginning of the Red Ribbon Army arc before I had seen the Pilaf arc. So I think whenever I first saw this episode, all this information was new to me. But
because I was actually thinking about that, like just how oddly specific and like expository everything that Oolong and Puar say almost made me feel like this was like the start of a new episode. Like they thought that people were going to get into the series from the Red Ribbon Army in the anime somehow, so they needed to like explain everything to the people who'd forgotten. And like, okay, you know, like fair enough. You know, it's been so long since Oolong and Puar had really done anything. I could imagine myself.
But they're never going to do anything after this.
But I mean, Toei didn't know that though.
They were pretty far ahead in the manga by this point. They were way deep into the Red Ribbon Army by the time this came around. Like they were at least like up to the Arale stuff. I'm certain.
Well, like what almost reminded me of was Dragon Ball Super's episode 30, where it's just like a random recap episode, and then like they have these moments where it feels like it's almost like it like going conspiracy theory. It almost felt like for the people who are going to start the series at episode 28 because they've already seen the movies and they kind of forgot what happened, and it's like they're like doing all this random exposition here just to tell you what all the characters are doing in case you forgot because you skipped stuff. Like, were they expecting people to start the Red Ribbon Army? I don't know.
Maybe the Red Ribbon Army arc was really popular in the manga, and they thought this might have been a jumping on point for people. Maybe the readership. Maybe
the
readership
increase in the 21st Budokai. I couldn't imagine that, but who knows? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai could have caused the original rise in interest, and by the point that by the time people started jumping onto the series, you know, it was already in the Red Ribbon Army arc because they'd heard the hype and popularity of the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai.
This is why I really wish we somehow had like a copy of like all of the Jump rankings to see exactly how the popularity kind of went. Like, when was the first time Dragon Ball hit number 1? I'm just like, so somebody, I want to ask Kandenshu or something to do the catalog that, because I've always wanted to know that.
Yeah, that would be really fucking cool. So, something that was also really cool, random insert song.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay.
What a weird episode. It just...
You know how last episode was going on, talking about how I love insert songs, and insert songs are so cool, and I love when it's just so... Okay, it's almost just like somebody was listening to me, or just coincidentally, because I'd forgotten about this, but this, like, you know, last episode, this episode, and the episode after that, all have different insert songs.
Right.
Like, specific, unique insert songs. And in this one, this one is like... I enjoy it. It's called like Fushigi Wonderland or like Amazing Wonderland, and it's all it's this song talking about how the world is so cool and wonderful and whatnot.
And it fits.
It's a fun kind of chill song, and it's sort of like it's sort of playing while Goku is sort of escorting Namu to sort of like having kind of fun stuff about the scenery. But it's it's cool, but it's just so weird because it's so quick. Like I looked at it, it was on there for less than a minute.
Yeah, it's like this, you know, 45-ish second long insert song. Like the song kicks in, and then like the lyrics jump in, and I'm like, what?
And like the real song is like longer than that, so I'm kind of wondering why they didn't. Like, you know, I would have just totally imagined if they just kind of like made our brain kind of just turn off for a bit and just had like just fun scenery with a kintone or something while this song was playing, I thought that's kind of, that would work. But it's so short and it's still kind of part of the exposition and it's kind of weird. So it's like, I don't really know why it's happening. Like, I'm glad you're doing it because I like insert songs. I just don't really know why you're doing it.
Honestly, I wish they would have cut all that Oolong and Puar fucking retreaded dialogue bullshit and just give me like another 2 minutes of Goku and Namu checking out beautiful vistas in the Dragon Ball world.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would have made this episode so much better. But so they get to their end of the destination, it's like, oh, the river's been dammed by, or the lake is, the water from the lake isn't flowing down to us because the douchey Girin clan has dammed it all up.
Hey, look, it's that other guy from the tournament.
Right, yeah, so, and Girin's just like, okay, so here's a weird thing that kind of makes me go back to my weird little headcanon of maybe Goku has just been rolling around for a while because Girin says it's been a while to Goku.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that as well. Because it's like if Goku immediately goes off to find the Dragon Balls, surely the Kintone would be faster. Like, okay, Namu maybe had a little bit of a head start because he left early on in the tournament. But like Girin, like, what? Are you going to say that he can fly faster than Kintone, or he left quicker? And it's like everyone's just like, kind of like meeting up with Goku, even though Goku kind of just left straight away. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I mean, technically in this continuity, Goku did leave the day after, so maybe Girin left the day of. But still, It is kind of weird. It is kind of weird that everyone, like, he's already there. And like I said, he says it's been a while. 24 hours isn't a while. Like if I bumped into someone at a tournament and I bumped into them at my house the next day, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like I'd be more I might feel this as like a physical threat to me. Are you stalking me? What the shit? So yeah, him saying it's been a while.
No, I'm going to be that. Like now, if somebody says that to me, I'll be like, don't worry, we're just in filler land. I just happen to be passing by you because there are only so many supporting cast members in my life.
So, Goku Kamehamehas the dam. Also, I kind of find it interesting that Girin's clan is a bunch of D-bags like he was in the tournament, but then Girin's kind of cool with Goku. And I wonder if it's just specifically for Goku that he is cool with. Because Goku kind of kicked his ass, and he's just like, "All right, you're a cool guy. I won't give you shit, mostly because I can't actually do anything to you."
Could be that. Yeah, I mean, could be either way. We all know characters have a habit of becoming much less jerkish after Goku just randomly beats them. But who knows?
Right. Where was his heel to face turn? Why didn't he get to like go train with Kami for like the science? That would have been great.
Hashtag bring back Girin.
Don't actually bring back Girin. But, so, okay, all of this, like Goku busts the dam and water's flowing down and, oh no, there's a sandstorm. So this entire thing that this episode has been about, or the second half of this episode has been about, was a complete waste because it doesn't do anything because, oh no, a sandstorm completely, like, somehow gets rid of all the water, I guess. It buries the river.
I mean, it obviously just kind of leads to... I don't want to call it a Deus Ex Machina, but that's kind of almost what it is, where it's just like...
No, the Deus Ex Machina is the magic lake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the magic lake. It's not like, 100% a Deus Ex Machina, because they do explain it, they do establish it in the beginning of the episode, that there was this mysterious lake that would just kind of wander around and find people who didn't have any water, and it would just kind of do that, because lakes can do that, it's magic, it's the Dragon Ball world, we don't need to explain shit. But, like... It's just sort of... Because it's just like, oh no, what are we going to do? The lake's all... The sandstorm got rid of the lake, but it's like, oh, don't worry, the magical lake just happened to show up right here, and now we can have all our water, as much water as we want. And I'm just like, well, dude, magical roaming lake, you're a little bit late,
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Where the hell? They've been like dehydrated forever, and now you just show up at the end of this episode to wrap everything up neatly. Because it's not like, this thing was previously introduced, but it doesn't it just feels like so tacked on, even though it was introduced previously. And it's just, oh, look at that, it was convenient. This lake showed up and completely made any of this storyline that we've gone up to this point completely irrelevant.
Don't worry, the true lake was friendship all along.
So yeah, and then, so yeah, like, that was a real anticlimax. I feel like this episode could have been a lot better. And then, then of course the gang ends up back at the tournament grounds because they got swept back over there.
Was it the tournament grounds, or they got through the city? I don't know. It was
the arches from it was the arches that lead into the like, it was basically where they were doing the sign-ups for the tournaments.
Okay, because they said something about it being Metro West, and I'm like, wait, wasn't Metro West the place you were going to go to? But I don't know. At the very least, I do like that the dust storm ended up kind of affecting both of them at the same time. Like, it affected both Goku's story, and it affected, like, Bulma's story. But besides, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, a kind of pretty kind of not really interesting episode to put Shiki Wonderland in, but it was alright.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. It's one of those. It has a few moments. They're all Namu related, mostly, and like the beginning of the episode's pretty good because that's like the stuff that's moving the story forward, and like seeing Girin and Namu again was all right. But yeah, like I said, just the way it kind of wraps up with the magical lake. Definitely not a strong episode because like I was really looking forward to doing to all this filler because like I've watched so much, I've watched anime so many times that I'm way more familiar with that than I am the manga, and like I am way more filler friendly than you are. So like I felt like this is where you and I are gonna start deviating in opinions and stuff, and I was looking forward to that because you and I agree so much that I'm waiting for it. So we get into the next episode, and it opens with like no last episode recap. Just Commander Red, like, back view, all you see is his hand petting his monster cat, very Bond villain-esque.
Very Bond villain, yeah.
And he just one word, kill. And then episode, and then title card. Great cold open. Such a good cold open.
Like, that's a way to really kind of start off an arc, like...
Right.
Show up this mysterious stranger who's just, like, clearly evil and saying kill. Like, from the very start, that is something that, like, it is much more of a big deal than just Pilaf. Like, I mean, Pilaf at the beginning, we introduced him, and he was kind of a bubbling idiot. But here we have this guy who's stroking an evil cat and talking about killing people. Yeah, like... It's clearly just like, oh, we actually have, like, a villain who is actually kind of evil. That could be interesting.
Yeah. And, yeah, just, like I said, really good, strong, cold open for this episode. And it's filler. And it's like, all of this is going to be filler. Like, next 3 episodes are 100% filler.
Yeah, we don't get into anything canon until like in this entire episode. So if you want to if you want to skip these episodes, like you skip filler, you can do that if you want. But I
mean, you're going to miss out on all the interesting things we have to say.
And hey, we're talking about this, so maybe you shouldn't skip it.
Yeah, that's like, don't tell him to skip. No, because I actually do have a lot. I actually took a surprising amount of notes for these episodes. Because like these episodes are so densely packed with things, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Like I said, like just that cold open alone, I feel is like, it's just a really great way to set up these, like the Red Ribbon Army, and just kind of go, because it gives you this, who the fuck is this guy? What's going on? What's going to happen? And after the title card, insert song again.
Not insert song. Yeah, this one is Dragon Ball Densetsu, or Legend of the Dragon Balls, which I think I like this one quite a bit more than Shiki Wonderland as well.
Oh yeah, I love this one.
It's really catchy. It's really catchy.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it was this fact that like this song, like the first time I ever heard this song was in Makafushigi Adventure. It was the ending theme to it, and the third Dragon Ball movie.
Oh, the move. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
But obviously, this will
adventure.
played here in episode 30, way before that. So
yeah,
that is interesting because normally they do unique ending songs. So,
yeah,
I really have not properly watched the Dragon Ball movies. I cannot remember how that works, but yeah.
But yeah, like the first time I'd ever heard that song was in like when I bought the VHS tape of like Mystical Magical Adventure or whatever, and then And then whenever I bought the VHS tapes, of course, the insert song was removed because Funimation removed all the insert songs.
Right, yeah.
So I never knew this song was in here until I bought the fucking the Blue Brick season sets, and I pop in that disc, and I'm like, what the fuck? This song is here in the show this early? Okay. So
but
yeah,
it's a really I like where they put this in.
It's fine. It's a great use of it.
Because it's just because Dragon Ball Densetsu it's a song specifically about the Dragon Balls and what
It's a
the
great
Dragon
song.
Balls do
I love
and how
it.
cool the Dragon Balls are, and it is played at the exact same at the moment where Goku is going off to find the Dragon Balls. This is the start of his Dragon Ball adventure, and we're gonna have a story about how let's go and look for the Dragon Balls. Like, it's fun. It is fun. It's kind of like, I'm just thinking it's actually kind of like the what was it, the Ocean Dub intro, the one that we put at the start of the episode. It's kind of like this sort of like fun jumpy song about the Dragon Balls, and it's really catchy and it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. And okay, so like this insert song, oh shit, I was gonna say something, and now like I had it and I was waiting for you to stop, and I was just like, oh no, I lost it. Oh well.
Oh no. Well,
whatever. I think I've spoken enough about the insert song. It's a great song. I love it. I was gonna say this is like my favorite insert song. I think so, or I think this might be my favorite one. I have to like check out some of the later ones, but as far as songs go, this has been my favorite song. But the one from the Tenkaichi Budokai, that is my favorite insert song sequence. Song plus visuals, like the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, killed it. It was awesome. This is alright visuals, really catchy, like upbeat song that just kind of gets you in the mood.
It's cool because I feel like, from Mendase Tenkaichi to Fushigi Wonderland to Dragon Ball Densetsu, it's like I'm sort of starting to notice like kind of a pattern in the way that like the Dragon Ball songs are. In the same way that like the Dragon Ball Z songs, the Kakeyama ones, are like kind of really distinctive and have their own sort of like feel to it. The Dragon Ball ones, the Hiroshi Takahashi ones, they've got their own sort of feel, and I like it. It gives like Dragon Ball its own kind of like musical kind of like feel to it.
Right. Yeah, because it's so weird that we had like these 3 episodes with musical numbers back to back, and because we're not going to get these again for a while, like not until like I think much later into the Red Ribbon Army arc, whenever Goku goes to like storm the castle.
I think there's at least like 3 more Rabbit insert songs in this arc alone, but
really?
I think they're around the end of it. Yeah, there's definitely 2 like insert songs specifically about the Red Ribbon Army.
Okay. Alright, yeah, because it's been a while, so I can't, because I do remember this arc having a bunch of insert songs, but I was just surprised, like, I had forgotten that this arc front loads them. It's just like these 3 episode run, it's just like you'd think this is friggin' My Little Pony with the way it's just shoving songs in every episode.
It almost made me think like there was like some kind of vocal album coming out quickly and they really needed to promote all those songs or something.
Right.
Not really.
So, okay, Goku is on his quest for the first Dragon Ball, and then we get Pilaf. Pilaf is back, baby. And this is such, like... Okay, so as we mentioned, this is all filler. Pilaf was not ever brought back in the manga until after the Urnai Baba tournament. So way after the end of the Red Ribbon Army arc is when he's going to come back manga-wise. Here, though, I feel like this is such a great time to bring him back. Like, if the anime was going to, like, just shoehorn him back into the story, I think this is such a great opportunity because this is, we just did the tournament, and we're now doing, the next adventure arc. You bring back the villain from the first adventure arc, and now you have this other villain faction, and Pilaf's back, he's got this flying fortress, he's bigger, badder than ever, he's more deadly than he was the first time. And so we get, that set up for him and his sweet flying fortress, and also he talks about the 1 year and 15 days, so I'm just gonna, my headcanon is that Goku fucked around for, 4 months. Just flying around in circles, man. Just going, man, what's wrong with this dumb dragon radar? So
I mean, I can imagine he was just flying and just getting distracted by anything he saw.
Right. So we get that, and then that's followed up with the Red Ribbon Army, the trucks coming on the horizon. There's some great some great shots in this. Like, the animation isn't all that great in these first 3 episodes, but like in this episode specifically, like just the trucks coming over like the sand, like, you know, the image is a little wobbly because of all the humidity and heat, and it's an awesome scene, and you don't really get a good look at Silver just yet. And it's just like, yeah, you see like the arm patches, and you know, like oh shit, like, are these guys involved with the guy that we saw at the beginning? And it's just kind of building up our antagonist for this arc, and I like that nice little build up. And then we get this 3-way story that happens, which is Goku trying to get his shit back from some kid who stole his shit, and then get his Dragon Radar back, and the Dragon Radar is left at a place where a fake Dragon Ball is located. So then it leads, so it ends up leading the Red Ribbon Army, Pilaf, and Goku all to the same place, but it's slightly different times.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm trying to sort of work out kind of like a filler checklist, like something where, like, if you see this, it's most likely filler. And I think one of them is essentially just having all of the characters just happening to be like really close to each other at the same time, because like that kind of doesn't really happen in anything else other than filler, and that one part in the first arc of Dragon Ball when they're in that caravan in the middle of the desert. But yeah.
Well, actually, except for the end of the Red Ribbon Army arc, when Goku raffle stomps through the castle, and, like, all of the rest of the protagonists are there to help Goku, but they don't actually help Goku. They're just kind of, like, looking around.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Yeah, like, I could have believed that was filler, but, yeah. Although, actually, while I'm just here, can I just say, I really like the music that Kikuchi gives for the Red Ribbon Army. I really like that theme.
Yeah, he makes a good march for it.
Yeah, and in fact, in this arc in general, this so far, like, Kikuchi's got a whole bunch of new scores, like, more kind of, like, adventurous, sort of, like, less kind of wacky and more kind of, like, you know, actual, like, kind of, like, hardcore adventure kind of sort of, like, tracks. And I'm really enjoying a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's kind of different to, like, what people might know for, like, his Z work, because, like, his Z work's obviously all about the action and stuff. But, yeah, I really like these. I really, like, love these tracks. And the Red Ribbon Army one's really good.
Yeah. The music's been really, really good this arc. I mean, Kikuchi, I really love Kikuchi's music in general, especially a lot of his early Dragon Ball stuff. But yeah, like when he starts like doing like the military marches and stuff for the Red Ribbon Army, it's good stuff. Like it gives them their own unique presence every time they're in a scene. So yeah, one of the things I thought was kind of interesting was we actually get to see like Pilaf and Mai team up. Like they pair off to go get the Dragon Ball. Instead of Mai and Shu, which is what we saw all the time in the Pilaf arc, here it's Pilaf and Mai. Like, Pilaf is just gonna go get his hands dirty, or in this case, pay some guy a shit ton of money to get a Dragon Ball. But like, yeah, like they're just kind of walking around, and you actually just see Pilaf interacting amongst the common folk, and Mai just kind of dealing with her bumbling idiot of a leader.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. Like, yeah, no, I'm surprised now you're thinking about that. Yeah, like, I'm surprised they didn't make it just have Shu there. I guess maybe they thought it would be too repetitive, but it does make it different, because it means it's not that, like, Shu and Mai fail because Shu and Mai are really bad at being henchmen. It's because Pilaf fails, in fact. It's basically Pilaf who makes the mistake, because Pilaf is an idiot, and he's really, really, like, the least competent bad guy you could ever think of, except he seems to be a bit of a technological genius, but besides that, he's really bad at being evil.
Yeah. So, God, I love the fucking scene when Goku gets the dragon, like, yeah, he follows that kid's scent, finds his Dragon Radar, and then out of the pawn shop comes Pilaf and Mai, and they just kind of turn and look at each other. It's you!
At the same time, yeah.
That's great, because they never really get to have that interaction until, like, way later. So, like, and that interaction is much different, because it's like Goku is specifically looking for them, and I don't even remember if Goku acknowledges that they're the same people from before.
I can't remember either. I might look it up after this, I don't know.
But yeah, like they have, like, the whole, like, it's you, and Yeah, he's just like, oh crap, and he just takes off with his fake Dragon Ball, gets back to his ship, and then we get this really great scene of like because the Red Ribbon Army show up to the pawn shop and they're like looking for the Dragon Ball, and this fucking shitty pawn shop dealer is just like, he gets the glass Dragon Ball because he just has a bunch of them,
and also a gun.
Yes, and a gun, because these guys are pretty fucking... Like this is where this arc starts to get a little dark.
A bit real, a bit too real.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the part where the Red Ribbon Army just storm into a family's house and terrorize them and like break the cup. I'm like, what just happened here? Why? Okay, I get making guys look evil, making your villains look evil, but you didn't normally do that. In fact, this series had kind of had a lack of really evil villains. You just kind of had really comedic guys. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good tonal shift, and it's not like, you know, that this is at odds with the rest of the arc, because we're going to see something similar to that, like, in the, like, when he gets to, Jingle Village. So, yeah, with the Red Ribbon Army oppressing those people. But, so, yeah, like he gets handed the Dragon Ball, and they do this really great shot where, he, like, takes the Dragon Ball and he drops it, and it shatters, and then the scene transitions to inside Pilaf's ship, and he's just like, it's a fake? Oh crap. And like it cuts back to Silver, and man, Silver is an intimidating stone cold badass here.
He's got a really, like, yeah, like his voice is very, like, you know, very kind of like deep and intimidating, and I'm like, yeah. I thought that was specifically quite interesting.
Yeah, like he has a good, strong presence to him. He has a great design, too, but, like, he has, like, a good, strong presence to him. And, you know, he's just like, where's the Dragon Ball? I don't know what, like, Dragon Balls aren't real. Where's the Dragon Ball? Look, man, I don't know. Like, as far as I know, they're fairy tale. And he tries to pull a gun on him, and they do this great friggin' shot where it shows the outside, and you hear the gunshots, the birds freak out, get scared, and piss off with the actual Dragon Ball. And it goes back inside, and you see like the store clerk's leg, his shattered glasses, and and Silver holding like a gun that's smoking at the barrel, and it's just
he just killed a guy.
Yeah.
So I think this. So yeah, this is the first, at least in the anime. I'm pretty sure this is the first appearance of somebody actually getting just stone cold killed. Like,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, like this first episode does so much to sell you on the Red Ribbon Army and how dangerous they are, and it's just it's such a good first episode to an arc. Like, I know it's not part of the manga, but because in the manga, like, the Red Ribbon Army are just kind of these fools that Goku just kind of steamrolls over for the first few adversaries he runs into, and here, like, you know, we get like a little bit of build up to them, like a little bit of mystique, and we get to see just like, yeah, to Goku these guys are nothing. To the common person, they're terrifying. It's good.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, the only issue is like, I mean, it kind of builds them up. It only really builds up them in terms of the fact that they're evil, not necessarily because like they can actually could legitimately stop Goku in some sort of way. Like, we don't really have any sort of, you know, because the thing when you were kind of explaining, when you were talking about like how, like, you know, Pilaf, the old villain is back and he's getting revenge, and then these other villains that are showing up, and these other villains are even more dangerous, and I'm just like, it's almost like Frieza coming back as a cyborg, only to get one shot killed by some guy we've never met before.
You know what? That's actually a really good comparison now that you said that. So no, like you bring back the old villain to have him job, and, you know, to sell you on the new ones, or to sell you on a new character, and yeah, so
it takes another like 2 more episodes for that to happen, though. Right.
So yeah, it's just like I said, like I really like this first episode, because this is for me is where in the anime where the Red Ribbon Army arc starts, because this is the actual introduction of them. It gives you, because that's the thing, like, we've never had, like, you don't know how they're going to deal with as adversaries to Goku, but you know that they are dangerous and they don't fuck around and they will murder. And this gives the arc a very different tone from anything we've seen up until this point. And I really dig this first episode. And then we get into Goku and like trying to get the Dragon Ball back, and fucking Goku. This is where he has that line of "Give me back my grandpa," because Pilaf. Oh my god, I almost forgot Goku having his face up against the window, and he opens the window. It's like, what do you want? It gets sucked out of the window.
I like that because they built it up, like they set up that joke beforehand where he did that once earlier in the episode.
Because he does. Because he did it in the earlier episode, and then he goes to do it again because he's a fucking idiot. And Mai and Shu are like, oh god, no, he's gonna do it, and they just latch onto the first thing they can grab, and Pilaf just goes like the filler doesn't always have some of the best comedy writing, but this was some really good comedy writing on the behalf of the anime. And then it sucks his ass out, and Pilaf, gives him the fake Dragon Ball that he glued back together. And then we get Gyumao's village.
Yeah, just kind of randomly. Suddenly, Gyumao and Chichi. And they're basically, they're doing pretty much the only things that you would expect them to do. Gyumao is kind of like not being evil anymore because Roshi kind of like chastised him, and Chi-Chi is being like, hey, where's Goku? I want to marry Goku. I hope he comes back one day.
Yeah, and one of the things I really like that the narrator actually fills in some stuff, like the opening shot of the village. He goes, here is once where, Mount Frypan was, now like Gyumao has changed his ways, and, that, and like, he's built like a village around where that place used to be, and people don't fear him anymore. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because it would be really weird to not contextualize that to the audience. Like we haven't seen Gyumao since then. So, also, man, it is a really good thing that Toriyama never thought to just make Gyumao just be a prick still. Like, it's a really good thing that, like, he actually did have Gyumao rehabilitate himself after getting chastised by the Muten Roshi. Or else this filler could have really gotten fucked over.
I mean, I feel like if he did, maybe the anime would have already known or, like, something. I don't know. But, yeah, it is interesting. But, yeah, so it's like, at this point, we're now having Chi-Chi and Gyumao are now characters in this subplot. Not even subplot. It's like the main plot. Like they're now in the main plot now.
Yeah, they have a big old main plot line for the next 2 episodes. And, like, Chi-Chi's, like, missing Goku, so they go and they speak to this fortune teller. And this fortune teller is so Dragon Ball filler-y. Because, like, the Dragon Ball filler always does this weird mysticism type stuff, where, like the things that are tacked on by Toei's staff, like, it always feels kind of, like, it always feels kind of creative and different, but it also never feels like something that Toriyama would have done himself.
Probably because there's no, like, twist. Like, it's often just like, we're going to how are we going to find out where Goku is, get the old woman to divine where Goku is. Like, there's nothing extra to it. I mean, heck, later on in Dragon Ball, in this arc, we are going to have characters go to find an old woman who can divine where something is. But there, it's like, that leads to a whole different thing, and she's got a relation to another character, and she's got, like, different personality traits, whereas here it's just, it's an old woman, she is some kind of priestess thing, so she can do that. Yeah,
it's just, like I said, like, it's one of those things that just, it felt very different, and I always kind of like whenever the anime staff tosses in, like, their own kind of unique things, because even though it is just, just the fortune-telling old crone, which is actually what Uranai Baba translates into now that I said that out loud.
It's Uranai Baba, but not that Uranai Baba.
Yes, a different Uranai Baba. But yeah, so... Yeah, I kind of like that. I always kind of like whenever the anime kind of tosses in these very kind of traditional things in the middle of Toriyama's wacky world. And then Chi-Chi immediately starts doing wedding plans whenever it's predicted that Goku's going to be there soon. And... and then this leads to Pilaf and Gyumao getting to meet. The Pilaf gang and Gyumao and Chichi, it's the Pilaf gang and Gyumao getting to meet. because they show up at Gyumao's village. Oh yeah.
Because like this is the part where like the plot's kind of like, okay, I'll buy this, I guess, but it's held together very thinly because there was a Dragon Ball. There was a Dragon Ball, and the Dragon Ball was on the roof of a building in a bird's nest. Then when that guy shot him, the bird flew away. Then the bird flew around for a bit. And then the bird got eaten by a pterodactyl. And then that pterodactyl was then killed by Gyumao for the wedding feast. I'm like, okay, alright, fine. Gyumao has the Dragon Ball now.
Honestly, like, I consider that no more contrived than any of the other things that have ever surrounded Gyumao. How, like, he also had a Dragon Ball. He was also the student of the Muten Roshi. And he knew Goku's grandpa. And they were the best of friends. So yeah, I mean, like Gyumao's entire character up until this point has been surrounded by contrivance. Like so
is it just like every time now we go back to Mount Frypan, we're just gonna get contrivances?
Like they start making the contrivance counter, along with the making fun of the fandom counter and the referencing Lance counter and
the Goku stick counter and the Bubble Handy Truck counter. Yes. I still have those. I'm at 10.
I'm about to say, I know there was some Goku dick in this in these episodes.
I'm at 10 plus like 2 bonus points.
So, like that's happening. Like Pilaf is doing that, and then something that was kind of interesting is that like they have like the sign, and of course Pilaf misreads it as Mongo Gosoro. I think.
I think it's Mago Sora.
Yeah, Mago Sora. Or Sora, whatever. And then that leads to, I think, Shu going, I think it's pronounced Son Goku. And Mai follows it up with, wait, isn't that kid's name? How does she know Goku's name?
I feel like somewhere in the Pilaf arc they do mention him by name, and I was wondering then when he knew his name there, but like I don't know.
Yeah, because I was wondering.
Yeah, like I do wonder that, but yeah, it's like they know who they are, and I'm just always I don't know.
I mean, like them knowing who each other are makes sense, like outside that pawn shop, because they did see because of the filler they do run into each other.
Not even that. Like they did actually meet. He saw them and they saw what he looks like. Yeah, like in the TV screen.
Yeah. So yeah, never mind. Yeah. So yeah, they have had they did each get a good look at each other. So yeah, they know each other. But yeah, the fact that he knows Goku's name, and now I'm curious if that ever got brought up. I'm not gonna go back and rewatch it. Damn it.
I don't know. I'm gonna maybe I will if I can be bothered. I don't know. But yeah, so it's like because Gyumao has the pterodactyl that has the thing, they're like, the only option is for you to dress up as Goku. Shu, you have to put on this Goku mask and pretend to be Goku. Yeah,
and then we just kind of get hijinks where like the Pilaf gang are just palling around with Gyumao for like half an episode. And it's actually kind of funny. Like, to just seeing them just be like, ha 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 ha, stop fucking around, Shu, fucking act like a little kid, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, like, actually act like Goku. Like, I like the little fun with pronouns where he's like, Shu is using, like, watashi, and then, like, everyone, he's like, no, because, like, Goku doesn't say that, he says, alright, just go, he says, like, alright, just go and do that, and I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, I guess, like, it basically, in the English thing, it just basically, like, Shu is being too polite, and Goku isn't that polite.
Yeah, it's like sound like a hillbilly. You sound like a polite Japanese, ninja. Act like a hillbilly 12-year-old. But then we get a nice, really cute reunion scene with Goku and Chichi.
Yeah, like
it was nice.
It was actually nice. Like, it's weird. It's like, seeing them actually kind of interact for the first time ever actually kind of made me want to ship them. It's like, it's like, I could actually understand how this relationship kind of works. Like, it's like, as opposed to it just kind of being this, like, weird, toxic, one-sided thing where Chi-Chi is, like, telling Goku to do things and Goku just ignores her and weird things. But, like, no, here it was like, okay, I could believe that they actually have some kind of connection. They actually kind of care. Even if it's more like, Goku kind of cares about Chi-Chi like he cares about everybody, and it's not really like Chi-Chi's necessarily like special romantic partner, but still, like, it's actually kind of cute. Especially because it's like, that weird they're that weird messed up couple that like neither of them are really particularly normal. They're both kind of screwed up in some sort of way. Like Chichi is like, and Chichi has this habit of just like pushing Goku like ridiculously far, and it's just like. It's like, she is also essentially this weird, messed up martial arts girl, kind of.
Also, I would like to point out that since Goku almost won the World Martial Arts Tournament, his power level should be so strong that Chichi shouldn't be able to push him, no matter how hard she shoved him. So, that was a real inconsistency with the power scaling, and I thought it was terrible, and it was a 0 out of 10.
I'm actually going to talk about that later on, because I think they're trying to imply that Chi-Chi is actually surprisingly powerful. But anyway.
Yeah, like they definitely try to convey the fact that Chi-Chi is a lot stronger than Chi-Chi even is aware of.
It's like it's kind of like a joke, but yeah, they kind of explain it later on. But yeah, it's just like so. Like in the meantime, Pilaf and Shu and Maya are in that wedding feast thing, basically just waiting for Chi-Chi, and it gradually is just getting more and more difficult. And as Shu's disguise is about to be revealed to everyone, then the Red Ribbon Army just come in and freaking tanks.
Something I wanted to bring up right before that.
Okay.
When because they have like the pterodactyl with the Dragon Ball in it, and Shu was just like, it's like, oh, like Goku's hungry, like he was hoping he could have your thing instead. It's like, and Gyumao's like, oh yeah, I'll totally trade with you. You're my son-in-law, like anything for you. And it's just like, and that really shows Gyumao's generosity, because like he is such a different character from how he was first introduced at this point, and we didn't really get to spend a lot of time with rehabilitated Gyumao, so it's really convenient that how the way Toei's staff has depicted Gyumao falls in line with how Gyumao is represented later on in the manga, much later on.
I mean, for all I know, maybe Toriyama took some cues from Toei there, because I mean, it's not until like Dragon Ball Z that we see Gyumao again, like in kind of that part of the manga.
Yeah,
pretty sure, right? Like we never see him until the start of Z. It's like the Saiyan arc, and he's with Chi-Chi, and yeah.
The first time we see him is whenever I think like Chi-Chi shows up at like Kami House, and looking for Goku.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's the first time we ever fucking see Gyumao, like after the friggin' Pilaf arc, and he has his whole makeover. And he's just Grandpa Gyumao, but here, he's just he's still dressed up as the Demon Ox King, but he's just a really cool, nice guy, and like the mere fact that like you get to see that generosity from him this early on, because we know like he's literally going to be financially supporting Goku and his family from now until he can't afford to do it anymore.
Basically.
So I do like the fact that like it's kind of weird that like the manga or the anime filler actually got that element of Gyumao's character spot on, or Toriyama saw that and was just like, yeah, that's how Gyumao would act, and just kind of ported that over.
And then in the meantime, we get Red Ribbon Army and tanks, and then Gyumao starts beating up tanks with his axe.
That is awesome! Fucking Gyumao versus the Red Ribbon Army, and he's just like fucking stopping tanks and flipping them over and just fucking them up, and he's being cool as shit. And you just like fucking Silver stands up, Blizzard like, who the fuck is that guy? It's just, and so they just like fucking trap him like you forget like Bazooka gumps him like gunks up his face so he can't see, and then puts him gets him like in a net and just traps his ass so he can't move. Which honestly, that's probably the best thing you could do about it, because you don't know. Like, you just saw that guy flip a tank. It's like, do you think a bazooka's gonna kill him? I'm not certain a bazooka's gonna kill him.
I mean, then again, you also ask, would a net actually be able to hold him? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything has ever told us Gyumao's power level, but clearly, considering he trained with Roshi, he must be at least something.
Yeah, I mean, we know that he is the only character to no-sell Goku in that first arc.
True that.
Yeah. So then we get that, and then that leads to Pilaf getting the Dragon Ball splitting, and then it's Pilaf versus the Red Ribbon Army, so you got like our two villain factions. These episodes are so chaotic. Like, that's one of the things I really love. That's the thing I love about these filler episodes, is that they don't feel like filler to me. they feel like, yeah, no, this feels like kind of like a natural progression. Goku went on his adventure. He's trying to find the next Dragon Ball, and just Pilaf is back, because of course Pilaf would come back because, you know, he would want the Dragon Balls again, and now, like, conflict of interest between him and the new villain faction, and yeah, I really dig this whole dynamic, and yeah, it was good stuff. I liked it.
Like, the only thing that I feel like I don't really like that much in this kind of filler stuff is basically just the ways they keep trying to let Goku be involved or not be involved in the action. Like, the stuff with Pilaf and the Red Ribbon Army kind of, like, feels organic because it's like they're always kind of, like, chasing after each other and going after the same things. Goku just kind of feels like he only sort of, like, goes to the Dragon Radar and tries to, like work out what the Dragon Ball is when he remembers that he has it. And sometimes it's just like he's just sort of going around whatever. Sometimes he forgets that he's got a job to do. Sometimes he does remember. Sometimes he just, like, randomly gets kind of, like, caught somewhere. Or sometimes he's just, like, sitting around and it's almost just like...
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's like the Muten Roshi told him, you know, rest well, work well, train well, you know. So, I don't know. Like, I'm fine with it because it's not like Goku has any agency within the story at this moment. He's just looking for his he's just adventuring throughout the world. Yeah, he's looking for his grandpa's Dragon Ball, but, you know, it doesn't mean that he needs to be doing it 24/7. Because I think, like, wasn't he, like, napping or something when he came across Chichi?
No, he was just, I think, I can't remember, he was running around and he saw Chichi.
Oh,
and then while
okay,
he was
that's
talking
what
to
it was.
Chichi, then he fell asleep. And it was... like, maybe it's just, like, if you are kind of comparing it to the Red Ribbon Army, like, the events that happen are pretty much solely focused around Goku's point of view and what Goku is doing at one period of time. Whereas in this filler stuff, like, there's so much stuff that's happening outside of Goku's, like, sphere of influence, so it's just, like, you've got all these different stories, and it's almost just, like... So it kind of just makes Goku kind of feel like a bit of an afterthought, whereas in some of the manga, it's just like, you know, it's Goku's story, it's what Goku is doing that's important, not whether Pilaf has the Dragon Balls or the Red Ribbon Army has the Dragon Balls. In fact, yeah, it doesn't matter who has the Dragon Balls, as long as, like, all that matters is that where the Dragon Ball is and if Goku's going to get it eventually.
I guess. I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from that, because, you know, like, it's one of those, like, in hindsight, yeah, like, this is Goku's story, it's, like, the narrative really should be more revolved around him. But honestly, I can't hate adorable Goku Kid Goku and Kid Chichi filler scenes because it's too adorable. It's like the cutest thing ever, and seeing all the chaos break loose because like I feel like it keeps him like out of the narrative just long enough, and it does make sense that he would be in the area. So like I feel like it all kind of works out because he'd be heading that direction anyhow because of the Dragon Ball. And then, you know, he runs into Chichi and he decides to hang out with her for a bit. And then he decides to take her home. And then, oh fuck, your home's in shambles. And then he gets to be an active agent within the story again. So yeah. So, I totally get why you wouldn't dig it as much. But yeah, I kind of like all the chaos that's going on. And so this episode, oh my god. Like I said, the first 2 episodes that we watched didn't look all that great. This episode looks so good. It was like the animation was so expressive. The characters had so much personality to them. There's just so many little flourishes to it. It was good stuff.
Like there was one point I remember where like basically all the shots with Pilaf in the airship look really cool, and it's just like there's just some really cool stuff there. And I remember there's like this one part where like Goku's just like flying around the airship and they're using this kind of like looped animation, like looped background animation to make it look like the airship's still moving. And I'm just like, that looks cool. That looks really cool. And I can't remember which episode this is, but yeah, like in this episode we get like really cool stuff, like an airship battle, like literally like a fight between a plane versus like a whole bunch of planes versus a giant freaking like Death Star airship fortress. And it's like It's kind of absurd, like, especially because this is all filler. This is kind of absurd, even for Dragon Ball, and it's absurd in a different way to how Dragon Ball is normally absurd, because Dragon Ball at this point used to be kind of absurd because you kind of, like, had a lot of kind of just mundane stuff in the really fantastical, but, like, here it's basically just, like, just the pure scale of this situation is what's making things crazy, which is, I guess, essentially what kind of happens in stuff with, like, Piccolo Daimao and, like, later on in the series. Like, just how ridiculous, like, how high the stakes have become, but, like, yeah, like, the filler pretty much, starts doing this at the start of the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, especially considering like it's gonna scale back once we get to Muscle Tower, but Muscle Tower is gonna have that whole game of death thing going on where like Goku is, trying to rescue a small village and he's working his way through like a tower of adversaries. So like it's gonna have a very different structure after this anyhow. So yeah, but I definitely love just how crazy things get, because you have, especially like it's like this episode starts off like Goku, it's like Goku and Chichi versus the Red Ribbon Army, and Goku takes out like 3 guys and Chichi takes out like 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because this is the thing I was talking about with Chi-Chi. It's like, it feels like what they were trying to, or at least, like, maybe this was even what Toriyama's intention was in the stuff that he was doing with Chi-Chi and the dinosaur. It's like this idea that, like, while Chi-Chi is sitting around and crying like a girl, she's also, like, the best fighter ever, but she doesn't actually realize it because she's just sitting around crying like a girl and just, like, using her instincts. And it's somehow when she's doing that, she is, like, like, actually really strong or something. Like, if that was an idea that Toriyama was trying to do in the beginning when she basically goes and, kills that dinosaur while crying about it, like, that'd be interesting, because it never came back.
Yeah, no, yeah, because, like, honestly, I feel like it's just Toei seeing that and trying to contextualize it and make it a thing. Because, like, maybe, like, Toriyama just threw it in because he thought it was just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to throw in this weird little wacky thing because I'm Toriyama. And then Toei staff was just like, let's see if we can try to make this into something. And then they made it into something. They kind of gave Chichi an extra little dimension to her character, and I like it.
Shit, I'm just realizing something. Could you say, I mean, if, like, using filler logic, could you say that maybe this is where Gohan's hidden power comes from?
This is where Gohan's power comes from?
Like the whole, like, hidden power thing, where it's just like when he's not realizing it, he's really strong.
Okay, see, clearly we need a headcanon cast.
Headcanon cast, come on. Okay. Like 5 million of mine are gonna be about Gohan. But, next.
So, we get, oh my god, I love this friggin' scene after they beat the shit out of the Red Ribbon Army. It's just like, where's Gyumao? Or it's like, where's Mr. Gyumao? And he's just like, the guy just like lifts his head up, points off to the side, passes out again. And like Gyumao like rips himself out of the net. And
makes you wonder why it took him so long. I guess maybe it didn't actually take him that long at all. But yeah, it's like, no, that's, like, he just like, just ripped himself out of the net. It's like, that's not even a challenge for him.
It took him a while. Maybe he really been working on it for a bit. But yeah, so we get the Silver in his jet versus Pilaf's fortress, and that's awesome stuff. And he shoots Silver out of the damn sky, and Silver's just like, oh, this is how we're gonna play this. Get the fleets. And then what was it? Like, friggin', okay, something that really got me was when it goes back to Gyumao and Goku and all of them at Gyumao's place. And Goku says, who were those guys? And Gyumao says, I don't know. It may have been someone that I've tormented in the past. I used to do a lot of terrible things.
That was nice, yeah.
That was some real character pathos right there for freaking Gyumao. I'm like, damn, filler, like you really just kind of like dropped a bit of a drama bomb like right there, like kind of hit me in the feels there for a moment. I'm like, damn, like, because it's like, he is a character who's like, I did terrible things. He's openly remorseful, and he doesn't even seem like he's even like angry at them for what had happened. It's just like, because he's coming from this perspective of like, maybe he did something terrible to these people and this is revenge, and
it's pretty crazy how Toei took like, maybe like a few lines of dialogue from Gyumao, and then they're like, okay, that will now be the core of his entire character from now on, and somehow kind of make it work.
Yeah, no, like both Chichi and Gyumao in this filler, they took like what little was there that Toriyama had given them, and they just expanded on them and kind of gave them a little bit more fleshed out nuance to them. And okay, Goku goes to deal with the Red Ribbon Army and Pilaf, and because Chichi kept bringing up weddings and stuff, and they did a really good job of keeping Goku around it, where Goku was confused by the idea of weddings, and Chichi thought he was just goofing around playing hard to get and whatnot, and because, what idiot doesn't know what a wedding is? like when she says like like Goku, what about our wedding? He goes, I'll eat it later. And she's like, Goku, a wedding's not a food. Damn it. So, is this the first time that Goku ever mentions a wedding being a food?
I think so. I mean, like to Chi-Chi.
Yeah, because I don't think he ever says that to her when it's like, can we get married or whatever. I think he just is confused and goes, yeah, sure, whatever. And he didn't understand. Like, because he didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
Like, I don't know if that's like the I feel like he might have actually said that in the translation, like in the Japanese. I think it's like the way that someone said this somewhere, probably Herms. The way that you word it, it's sort of like it's kind of like saying that like. The way that you word a proposal, sort of like saying, like, like, will you accept this in terms of like marriage? And so he's like, so it's like she's asking him like to accept something, and so he thinks it's food. So it's like it's more obvious there, and that's probably why.
Yeah. So still, it's like the whole food thing never actually came up originally. Like, I mean, it could be interpreted as such, and both the anime and the manga just kind of. Just have Goku be kind of oblivious and not just really understand the question at all. But
I do wonder, I do wonder if he actually does say the whole like food thing, and then they translated it, adapted it a little bit differently because they knew that wouldn't actually like make any sense. I'm not sure.
Because I know because I was flipped through in the manga. This is Viz, so we don't know how accurate this is. But he says because she said something about like my father can give you, will probably give you my hand, and he goes, oh, he's gonna give me something. All right. And it's like, that sounds cool. And, like, so, yeah, like I said, like, the reason I bring up the food thing, specifically, like, we can eat it later, is in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, if I remember correctly, he outright states, I'm sorry, Chichi, but I thought marriage was like a food or something.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's kind of weird that, like, the first time it's directly... Like, Goku misunderstanding marriage and a wedding as food-related things, directly stating it, was in filler. And then Goku directly states it later on, like, in like, the tournament.
Yeah, like that. That's why I think it actually, like, he does actually say it in the original, and like it's just like they adapted it out in a different way. Like that's what I think. I'm not actually sure.
See, we're gonna have to like look this up, or maybe one of our great listeners will know the answer.
Please do our research for us.
We're lazy.
We're so lazy.
So yeah. Oh my god, freaking Pilaf. So one of the great scenes is Pilaf just kidnaps and captures like 3 Red Ribbon Army soldiers. He just like sucks them into the sand, like has them in like in a room similar to what he kept the Dragon Ball gang in the first arc, and he's just like, it's like, so like, do you want to join me? It's like, we'll never join you. It's like, it's better than being killed. And then like the shot pans out to show like Mai, and I'm like, is this implying that Pilaf gave them the same ultimatum? Join me. It's like, no. And then he's just like, I could kill you.
I did not think about that.
It really puts a more grim, dark twist on our freaking headcanon.
And I'm gonna say, it doesn't help that, like, just before that, they had those random nameless grunts just kind of, like, talking about, like, kind of just, like, having kind of back chat about the Red Ribbon Army, being like, oh, man, they think that they rely on their dragon radar too much. Oh, yeah, I know, blah, 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 blah. How's the weather kind of thing? And then that's when they all get, like, kidnapped. And, there's, like, that one guy where he's, like, talking to them, and then they disappear, and you're like, wait, where did they all go? Oh, God, the quicksand. Like,
yeah, no,
it's like, okay, like, there is a lot of just unintentional, like, maybe intentionally and also unintentionally, really dark stuff these episodes.
Just a little, because that is like, so that is kind of the horror movie moment of, yeah, isn't that right? Where'd you go? Oh my god! Yeah. So then we get like, the friggin' the base rises out of the ground, and we just have the full on Goku versus Pilaf versus Red Ribbon Army aerial fucking battle craziness. Goku gets inside the friggin' base. And he immediately is confronted by, like, a Pilaf bot. Like, the same thing that Shu was riding in. And I don't know what the fuck happened to the animation, But, like, that is, like, the shittiest looking Kamehameha in the whole fucking series. Or at least up until this point. like, this whole episode looked amazing. Except for this one, like, 30-second scene. I'm like, whose nephew did they outsource this to? This man.
Maybe it was their first time. I don't know.
Yeah, I just say like somebody lost the storyboards to that scene or something. Because oh man, it was. But other than that, you get past that, you know, he fucking blows up the robot. Pilaf's just like, that kid can shoot lasers. Oh god.
Oh my god! Like as if turning into a giant monkey wasn't scary enough. Now we can shoot lasers from his hand. What the hell is he to?
So yeah, you have Goku chasing the Pilaf gang inside their own ship. The friggin' Red Ribbon Army are shooting down Pilaf's big battle station, and like Goku gets launched into like the air in a ball of flames because he's like on the outside of the ship at this point, and like friggin' Pilaf is just like looks up, and there's Silver, and he's just like, here's the Dragon Ball, and then that's where our episode ends. Like, and like it is kind of cool because like this is actually giving us like a story on how they got one of the Dragon Balls that they already had when the manga began.
I was actually wondering. I mean, I'm sure this is going to be explained more in the next episode where they try to kind of tie this in back into the anime and back into the manga material. But like, you know, I always thought that it was just like Silver actually didn't have a Dragon Ball at all. When, at least in the manga, so I'm just kind of wondering what's going to happen to that Dragon Ball. I actually can't remember what happens at this point. What happened to that Dragon Ball? Like if they actually bring it back, or if they lose it again and lose it in the middle of those bushes that Goku finds them in later on. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember how that went because, like, I don't remember if Silver actually gets to bring that Dragon Ball to Red, or if Silver ends up, because I know like some shenanigans with some monkeys are going to happen next episode.
Okay,
in a goofy little filler episode. So he might end up losing the Dragon Ball, and then Goku finds it, and then that's when the manga material actually picks up.
Right. Okay, that would make a bit more sense because it's like we ended it a little bit prematurely there because this kind of stuff we still haven't gotten to the manga. But yeah. Okay, just some random things that I also noticed. Okay, so basically, at least in the anime, Silver's the first time Colonel Silver ever meets Goku, his first impression is seeing him peeing.
Wait, I thought that was Pilaf who was looking through that camera.
Oh, he was, but then I think Silver was like flying above, and then he saw Goku as well.
Oh,
peeing.
Great first impression.
Great first impression. Yeah, and so, but like, it is sort of nice and how this ends. I think it was one time ago. It was like not Lance's Dragon Ball dissection, not your Dragon Ball dissection, but another Dragon Ball dissection, which I watched once many years ago, and I remember how they were talking about this stuff, and I thought it was really interesting because it was almost like, so you know, Pilaf is essentially kind of giving the Dragon Ball to the Red Ribbon Army, and it's almost like a passing of the torch moment of the main villain, from the last main villain to this main villain. This main villain kind of, you know, overpowered Pilaf, and now they're going to show it because now he is giving them the Dragon Ball, and he's basically saying, you're now the new Dragon Ball villains. Have fun.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I mean, that's pretty much what that whole friggin' sequence is. It's, you know, as you made the comparison earlier with Cyborg Frieza showing up, like, Frieza's back, even badder than ever. Who the fuck is this kid with the bowl cut? Oh fuck, he killed us. And like, you have that, and then here it's just like, you know, the Pilaf gang back better than ever. Who the fuck is this army? Oh shit, they beat our ass. And it is that whole kind of thing of like building up the new antagonist, like, because, you know, it is that thing, like, you bring back the old villains, they're bigger, badder than ever, and like I feel like even though this is filler, I feel like this was such a good opportunity to actually bring Pilaf back. So.
Yeah, but basically, like this is one of the few times, like, well, no, like, generally Pilaf in filler is always pretty good. Like, I don't think there's any like Pilaf filler that's particularly grating, but like, yeah, in this case, like, it makes sense because like his relationship to the Red Ribbon Army, like, this is the way that the plot can tell us that the Red Ribbon Army are a bigger deal than Pilaf in another way that's just like they have more than 3 people.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that covers everything I wanted to say about these episodes.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's the same for me. I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes. I'm like, is anything I didn't really mention? And I don't think so. It's just,
Yeah, I pretty
yeah.
much touched on everything I wanted to say. So yeah, that was even when we have filler episodes.
Even when we have filler episodes, we're going over an hour and a half, or at least unless we go really quickly through comments.
We got to hit that 90-minute mark every damn time. Apparently, we're never gonna.
Well, I mean, because the problem is, like, even though it's filler, so much is happening in the filler. Like I said, it's like its strength and its weakness. So much is happening in the filler, you can't really just tune out. Because if you turn up your brain like you do when everyone's powering up, you miss like half of the story, and then you're like, wait, where have we gone? Why are we here? Why does this person now have the Dragon Ball? You've got to pay attention.
Yeah. There's so much going on. Like these are some really densely packed episodes, which is probably good, because if they were just like if they were filler episodes that were paced like the manga material episodes, like it might get a little boring because you're aware that it's filler at some point. Where here, it's like it's filler, but it's such densely packed filler where everything is constantly moving. It's always moving into the next beat, the next thing, the next joke, the next whatever. Like, honestly, like, this is paced about as quickly as the manga is paced.
It's just much larger spectacle, which is, and one said, like, multiple stories happening at the same time, which didn't really happen at this point in the story, which is why it's kind of not really very Toriyama-esque-ish. But yeah, it's interesting.
So, all right. Questions?
Comments. Yes.
Comments, yeah. Yeah, the one you did, which is episodes 21 through 24.
Yeah. So my first one, I favorited this because I think it gave us an answer to a question. So from Banana Tree 25, first asking, wasn't Goku showing his butt to the audience after the Girin fight in the anime? I know it's in the manga. I can't remember if it's in the anime or not. Yes, it was. Pretty sure we saw that. Yep.
Yes.
And so anyway, by the way, for the Toriyama question about Krillin's nose, his answer is it's in one of the 3-in-1s, and it literally says, actually, a lot of people ask this question. I think we got 1,000 postcards about this. I really couldn't think of a good response to the question, so I just ignored it for a while. Sorry, everyone.
That is such a fucking Toriyama answer.
Yeah, he's like, there is a plot hole. I can't think of an answer to the plot hole, so I'm just gonna ignore it for a bit.
It was like, I was just trying to write a fucking joke. Why do you have to make it complicated?
Basically that.
Yeah, so there was one that I had seen. Let's see, I thumbs it up a bit ago. Oh, okay, so Prince Zawarudo over Salmon. Jeez, dude, that name. Question, you talked about doing a Dragon Cast for the movies. When will you be done? When will they be done? After the show or at segments where they were released during the anime? Pretty much it's going to be closer to that second one. It's never going to line up exactly. And we'll basically record those, because those are all going to be bonus episodes. So those are going to be like the paid-for bonus episodes that I've mentioned before, whenever we get around to actually making those.
Whoops.
But the core series of the podcast is going to be the episode reviews, and then like supplementary material, movies, specials, whatever, or just weird little discussion topics that Gabby and I like come up with that we want to talk about. Those will be like bonus episodes that'll happen in between, and those will all be on my channel for the sake of keeping everything neat and tidy. And let's see.
I've got a thing from Ashley Denoa says, I love how I live in the UK. You posted Australia Monday morning, or at least when I upload these, and he said the podcast came in time for me to listen to his bedtime listening. I love the podcast. Any podcast to do with Halcyon, full stop. Yeah, like, I mean, it's like weird, because in terms of like when I'm scheduling this, like, you know, I don't actually like upload it in the morning. I actually, you know, I have to do things Monday morning, but I schedule it for the morning because from what I can tell, like, everybody else uploads their stuff during the time that would be the morning for me. And I just do it on the Monday because we say it's the Monday. So, you know, I could do it like another time, but like, if they're saying that's convenient for them, like, I mean, for UK people, I guess I do it at a good time for you. But like, it's just interesting to know like how the time zones kind of correlate and whatnot.
Okay, so Creeperman 129. I'm a power scaler and I respect you. Sad face. Well, I mean, that's nice. I'm sure there were some good people in the Third Reich, too.
No, don't make naughty comparisons. It's okay. No, like in all honesty, though, like yeah, like but we're not saying like it's like actually no, you're allowed to be a power scaler. In fact, there's nothing wrong with being a power scaler. It's just it's not the kind of logic I really like subscribing to because for one, it's like it's already based on the assumption that Dragon Ball is like a completely fully fleshed out world where everything makes sense and it's all completely like has an internal consistency behind it, which considering how many times Toriyama contradicts himself isn't even really that true. So it's kind of, so for me it's just like I just have trouble thinking that everything in Dragon Ball all happens for a reason, is always kind of there, as opposed to it just being like a story that Toriyama came up with on the fly and as a result doesn't really have any established rules very often, or at least like the rules aren't as well established as you'd expect them to be. So like that's why I don't really get into power scaling. For me it's just like, yeah, the characters are as strong as they need to be. If a character is this strong and they say that they're this strong because they did this, that is, I'm going to say, all right, fine. I'm not going to say, oh, no, that shouldn't make sense by the consistency of the logic. It's like, if that's the reasoning Toriyama gave us, I'll say, all right, fine.
Yeah, okay, the reason I make fun of power scalers so much is because they are such a big part of this community, and it's one of those things where I always kind of criticize the community for kind of being really boring, because to me, like being like, oh man, who would win in this fight? Like, who is this? Like, how does this character rank to this character? And like, who's stronger, Deborah or Perfect Cell or Super Perfect Cell? And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Those are two different characters from two different arcs. Who gives a shit who can beat each other in a fight? Like, I care about like the plot, the characters, like all of these elements, like theming, like that when there isn't. Like, those are the kind of things that I really care about in a story. And like, who's stronger than who, and who can beat up who, and who, like, like how do all the characters rank specifically in terms of power? Like, the only time I ever care about the power scale is whenever whenever it's just like, okay, like that character really shouldn't be that strong. That's kind of dumb. Like whenever Piccolo shows up on Namek and he fuses with like friggin' Nail and he's going toe to toe with Frieza, and it's like, what the fuck? Where the hell did that come from? So, and Nail is already impressed with Piccolo's amazing power, even though Piccolo was just like below Nappa tier. So yeah, it's only when things like that, when the show was just like a character is just magically stronger because the plot needs them to be magically stronger, where I go, no, that didn't make sense. And it's not even a power scaling thing. It's a narrative consistency thing.
And see, for me, it's like, I don't even really care about the narrative consistency part as much. For me, it's just like, if the character gets a power-up and the power-ups are really underwhelming and it feels like there's like no reason as to why they're going to get it, like, I don't know, like Gohan's power-up in the Buu Saga, where he becomes the strongest character in the show by doing nothing, like literally doing nothing, and I'm like, his character didn't learn anything, his character didn't gain anything of this, and in fact his character has changed, but there's nothing there that seems to like give a reason as to why he would have changed, other than he got a power-up, and it's kind of weird. So for me, it's like, that's the kind of thing that bothers me. Not even like Piccolo getting a power up against Frieza, or like the androids being stronger than Frieza, or Frieza getting a power up from training for 4 months. Like, I know people are still salty about that, and I'm like,
see, like the Frieza thing I'm fine with, because like whatever, Frieza is some sort of freak mutant prodigy thing. That's fine. Piccolo, like the reason I have a problem with it is just like Piccolo just kind of shows up into the story that he had no fucking bearing in up until that point, and like, he gets a power-up. Why? So he could be competitive in this one sequence. And he's only competitive long enough until Frieza goes to his third form. So it's a complete fucking waste. It is complete, absolute padding. I think it was really poor writing on the behalf of the story. And, oh my god, I'm going full Lance rant mode.
You are. Oh, we better stop before you start talking about how the ending of the Freezer arc was really rushed and it's a 5 out of 10, and quick!
Okay, Fine, yeah, but yeah, that's why I don't, because like I said, like it's a narrative consistency thing for me, because it's just like that character didn't deserve this, and it doesn't benefit the. It only kind of just like, look, now this character can do cool fight stuff, and it doesn't actually benefit the story or the character in any way. That's why I hate when that happens. But anyhow, that's pretty much all the really good questions. A lot of them is just like, love the podcast, which we always appreciate that. But yeah, guys, if you really want questions, or comments read, give us something interesting to chew on that we can talk about. So
or answer our questions.
Yeah, yes, answer our questions, or
do your research for us.
or ask us questions. We can even answer questions. We are not opposed to that.
True.
That's what this comment section is here for, and that's what this little segment at the end of these videos are here for. Jesus Christ, we spent over 90 minutes talking about filler. I say we wrap this sucker up.
Yeah, of course we did. There might actually be some more delays. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be able to record it next week. I'm just telling you that now. But, but besides that, yeah, so we'll get into next Red Ribbon Army, continue the Red Ribbon Army. We're going to be saying this for many, many episodes because it's really long, and maybe we'll get into the canon stuff, and maybe that'll be a bit more interesting. I don't know. I mean, this was interesting, but, it's like, at the end of the day, once again, the problem with filler, at the end of the day, we have to revert kind of back to status quo. Everything has to end up exactly how it started off as, so we'll see what actually happens and how that happens, and it's the journey, not the destination, that matters, I guess. But we'll see. So yeah, I guess we'll see you all next week or whenever. So bye, guys.
Xeon out.